We've been in the process of revolutionising personal brewing, working away with products, improvements, all about making it easy for people to produce a world-class beer or cider without any need for previous training. I guess the project started at home, but quickly moved to other applications when we got interest from bars, restaurants. The interest in perhaps scaling up our proposition for that purpose has been a process we've been investing in over the last couple of years. Applications that can lower the risk, reduce the footprint required, but still allow customisation and them to develop their own beer and their own brands and their own story. What we talk about is the democratising beer, allowing that anyone can brew quality beer, providing you start with quality ingredients and have a quality process around it. So given that we've created that opportunity, now is the case of getting it out there and allowing people to use our system and our quality ingredients to develop their own beverages.
Being in Wellington, we're in the craft beer capital, so it's making sure that we've got something that can compete with, we've got some big brands and some big well-known beers. We've sat down and worked well with Pat and Huxley from Williams Horn and creating the beers and the brands that suit sort of the Wellington market. It's just sitting really well with the customers. When I first started doing it, I felt like I was missing something because it was just done, and all of a sudden I had beer. It seemed too simple. We had a space out back that was pretty easily workable to move it into, because all the units are fairly simple and nice and compact. The cost of the items are good, but also the product that comes out is good and drinkable. We've got 4 of our different 10 beers that we've decided to go with, and it's really cool to be able to say this is our beer.
Once you've got your set recipe down of how you want to brew that specific style, you pretty much got the ABV sorted out for it every time, so cost of ingredients, cost of labor, and then you put that excise tax on top of it. It's still coming out to cheaper than what we buy most of the craft beer 50-litre kegs that we put on tap for, and then we sell it for just marginally under what we sell the other craft breweries for, and that gives us enough margin to still be making profits on it. We've expanded it out to 7 beers and 2 ciders. It's so simple. You can stick to what Williams Horn offers, their standard kits that they supply. Here's the standard 50 APA kit. You just put it in, whip it up, pop it out. When you want to get creative with it, you can follow some of their recipes of what other people have had. They've got their beer forum, try and make it more creative for them. Summer came around, people kept coming up going, I want a lager, and at the time all I was brewing was a Pilsner. I'll give the Williams Horn lager a go, the premium lager kit, and it just sells itself. People just keep coming up, 2-3 pints later, they just drink out here in the sun.
Really low risk. I guess the alternative is invest a massive amount of capital and build your own brewery, but it just really wasn't an option for us. To be able to kind of step into the brewing industry at a really low cost barrier, it was perfect for us.
The expensive whiskies, they're hidden. They're hidden behind all that beautiful array of beer that we're tapping. Tapping soon, sold out. That's where the money is, not in the whiskey. We have our lager, we've got our Pilbeg Pilsner, and people love it. And most Irish, when you give them bad beer, they're not happy. Our beer is good.
As the product's evolved, we've ended up in a situation where we're looking at more sustainable brewing practices. While they're suitable for consumer, but they're also really suitable for hospitality, which makes it more disruptive. Taking the water out of the wort is part of our process, and then we're putting it in a can to make the delivery of that ingredient to the customer more viable. It's the end user that determines whether he likes the beer or not. So, and our focus is all on beer quality.
People in good bars listen to their customers. They have a dialogue with their customers, so they can respond to the interests of their customers. They don't have to go back to a supply chain and say, can you brew me a beer that looks like this? The other thing too is they're not reliant on a supply chain that may take a week or 6 weeks or 10 weeks to get what they want. They can turn something around in 7 days. And that creative control also translates into staff engagement as well. Our experience with our customers is that their staff get engaged. They're standing behind the bar, pulling a beer, and a punter's looking, going, what am I going to drink? And they're like, well, why don't you try my APA? I brewed it this week. The margin of that product through the tap pour after you've paid for ingredients and labour and excise is considerably more than the cost of having it bought from a brewery or a craft brewery and delivered to your door.